Texting. Hey, there you are, America. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Merry Christmas. I'll bet you can't guess what's in here, boys and girls. Welcome back to the SAC. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Well, guess them. I mean, not guess them. Let them know.
Oh, we're going to tell
them.
Guess. Give them a minute to figure it out.
Okay.
Anyway, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. The football was very interesting, to say the least. I'm talking mainly the college games, because the pro ones pretty much went exactly to play, except for Green Bay, who showed up.
Oh, rushing touchdown for Florida State.
And as we're talking to you,
hurt his back.
Florida State is putting the finishing touches on Florida, the cheap shot Gator team.
Yeah, that was low.
If you were watching that, they took out the second string quarterback with a freaking spearing, targeting. Both guys should have been tossed. They only tossed one. That was bullshit. They both tried to decapitate the poor kid.
Yeah.
But Florida has just gone in to make it 23-15. For all intents and purposes, this game is over. Yeah, fuck you, Florida. Enjoy the offseason without a bowl. By the way, those kids just cost that team $5 million.
Yeah.
I wonder if the AD from Florida will send his guys to collect.
Can I look for another one as you open us?
Yeah, go right ahead. So anyway, this is IDD. For those of you know, I don't disagree. We are post-gang Thanksgiving, our first of many Christmas specials. This is episode number 297, by the way, boys and girls. We are closing in on the big 300, which we should hit Tuesday night, if my math is correct.
Really?
Yep, Tuesday night. So anyway, that is the redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo, the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio. Segment 1, all things, what the fuck is wrong with the Boston Celtics? And seriously, talk about stupid.
And how about them Knicks?
And how about who did win? Who overcame their stupidity and won?
Who I was bitching and yelling about all night, and then they came back and won. But I digress. I allow you the floor to slap around your Celtics.
Pete will be watching this. By the way, good to see you, buddy.
Really?
Yeah, Pete called me.
Oh, jeez, I just spilled.
Pete called me right before. Oh, that's terrible. I can't take.
I was trying to give it a little whoosh.
Can't take him. I gave you a straw.
I know, but I wanted to just give it a whoosh.
Oh, now you got wet. Anyway, my brother called me right before we went on the air tonight, and he said to me, "So you're going to bash Missoula, aren't you?" I said, "Among other things, yeah, because to me it's a 3-part problem. It's not a 1-part problem." But anyway, the Celtics, for those of you who don't know, yesterday they go down to Orlando. Orlando's a good team. They're up and coming. They got Suggs, the guard from Gonzaga. Remember him? All-American point guard. He's their point guard. They got Banchero, All-American from Duke, who was rookie last year. They got a nice nucleus. They're second in the East right now, and that's partially because they bitch-slapped the Celtics yesterday, 116 to 796. And when I say 116 to 117-96, let me be clear here. Okay, actually, I'm sorry, it's 113-96. The Celtics were up 8 at the half. Let that sink in, America. They lost 113 to 96. They lost by 17. They were up 8 at the half. Now, look, I love Kristaps Porzingis, but there's no way one guy going down caused that. Especially when the two guys left were first. Correct me if I'm wrong. One was first team All NBA last year. The other one, the other one. Yeah, the other one. The other one who just got $304 fucking million to make sure something like yesterday doesn't happen. Because that's why you paid him $304 million, America. All you Jaylen Brown backers, I said it was championships or bust. And I got news for you. They're not learning. And it's a 3-part problem. Yes, you can bash Missoula. 17-0 run to close the third quarter, not a single timeout. That is coaching 101, as my brother Pete said. That is coaching 101. My brother Pete and I have both coached high school basketball. We both coach AU basketball. We would never have let a 17-0 run happen. Ever, under any conditions. If we were up 40 and it happened, we would have stopped it before it happened.
Tom Thibodeau did the same thing.
Tom Thibodeau, another guy. This is just unbelievable. I mean, talk about basic. But again, it's no wonder these guys fundamentally have that. And I was saying to him on the last show, this utter lack of situational awareness on the basketball court. Basketball awareness. They don't have it. They don't have it. They don't know when a team has got 4 in a row on you, go to the basket. No, they chuck another 3. They don't know that when you've missed 5 outside shots in a row, go to the basket. No, chuck another 3. They are situationally stupid. Or how about boxing out? How about that one? They got out-rebounded by 20.
I'm pulling up the box.
The Celtics got out-rebounded by 20, America. Nice. They missed 10 free throws. 10 free throws. An NBA team with 2 All-NBAers on it, 10 free throws? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? And everybody keeps telling me I'm crazy. Crazy. They have left, by my count, Tom, and I'm not exaggerating, this style of play. And when I say this style of play, I'm not talking about the threes. I'm talking about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Their style of play. Their lazy ass, settle for the first 3 that shows, only play defense when you're motivated. That style of play has left, by my account right now, Tom, 3, count them, 3 world championships on the table. 3. And if you think I'm nuts, they've been to 5 conference finals and a final. They've got nothing to show for it. And every time they went down, it was to a team of inferior talent.
Well,
single time.
You think about what happened to them in the second half last night. They were up 8. They lose by 17. They're outscored by 25 in the second half.
That's with Tatum and Brown on the floor? No. With Tatum and Brown on the floor.
Really?
And Derek White.
There isn't a team in the league that can do that to them if they play fundamental basketball.
Which they don't.
Right. Which a lot.
And I've been saying that forever.
Which a lot of teams in the NBA struggle to do. It's almost like it's a fight.
It's not enforced.
They're fighting against
It's not enforced because the head coaches have minimal to no power.
Yeah.
If they don't got a ring on their finger, they have no power.
Dude, look at the plus minuses.
Yeah, they're embarrassing.
Well, the crazy part is there was only 2 people on the whole team that had a plus.
Yeah.
Porzingis was plus 6.
And he got hurt.
Jaylen Brown was plus 1.
Yeah, that's misleading.
Tatum was minus 21. Horford was minus 26.
That's about right.
Yeah.
But this ain't on Horford. Horford ain't the best player on the team. Exactly. Horford ain't all NBA. Horford's not an MVP candidate, for Christ's sake. Jason Tatum is. And I got news for you. Jason Tatum, if you think that I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to lay it all on the line right now. And I'm a Duke guy. Okay? I'm probably the biggest Jason Tatum fan there is outside of his son. Okay? Let me tell you something right now, Jason Tatum. If you think because your boy got overpaid for $304 million that you deserve it because you're better than him, that's bullshit. That's bullshit because you haven't done a fucking thing other than come close and lose. And most of the time when you lose, you got the better team on paper. Most of the time when you lose, Jason Tatum, you have the better team. What does that say about you? And no one's calling him out. Well, I'll be the first to fucking call him out because that's what we do here on this show. We don't give you the politically correct line. We give you the fucking truth. And the truth is, Jason Tatum has skated for far too long. And right now he's skating because his buddy signed that outrageous contract that he's not worth. Okay? Don't tell me this crap that he's worth that kind of money. He's not. He's proven it so far. He's not worth that kind of money. All right? The bottom line.
He's going to get it, though, right? I mean, you agree with that, right?
Thank God I'm not.
He's going to get it.
Thank God I'm not a part of that organization. I'd have been fired. I told him to go full. Are you fucking crazy? In fact, I would have resigned. If you're going to pay this idiot $300 million, I'm quitting right now. Because I know what's going to happen. Okay? Because I'll go somewhere else and get a job. That's fucking stupid. Because honestly, he isn't one of the 10 best players in the league. Jaylen Brown is not a top 10 player.
No, I'm talking about Tatum. Tatum's going to get 3. He's going to get 330, 350.
And he doesn't. And if they don't win a championship, if they win the championship this year, okay, I'll buy it because they won the championship. He doesn't win the championship this year, barring major injury, no. No fucking way.
That sucks because he is good enough to get. He is good enough.
Is he?
All right.
Is he?
Look, I understand what you're saying, but like when he's playing well, dude, I would take him over anybody.
The Celtics win mainly on talent.
I know. I get it.
They can be outsmarted.
Look at this.
They can be outsmarted easily. They can be out hustled, out rebounded by 20, and they can be out toughed. Like Miami out toughed. Miami punked them last year.
Drew Holiday wouldn't have let that shit happen.
This team can't just be Drew Holiday, though. There's 2 guys on that team that should be sick and tired of losing right now. Yeah. After the Charlotte loss, I should have heard stories of things getting broken.
Snow in Kansas.
Yeah, it's winter.
Beautiful.
It's a Donnie, too.
28 in the fourth.
A couple of bowl-eligible teams.
Iowa State, Kansas State.
Yep. With just starting the fourth quarter, it's a Donnie. But yeah, the bottom line is this, okay? Given their resume, those who, if they were half the competitors that they claim they are, how many times would blackboards have been broken? I remember Michael Jordan getting tossed in the regular season game against Utah, and he broke the fucking blackboard. He fucking smashed it. It was a regular season game against Utah. It was the end of a long road trip, and he got tossed. He broke the fucking. He blew a gasket. That's why he's fucking Michael Jordan. That's why he's got 6 fucking titles. You dickheads fucking get outplayed by the Golden State Warriors, who you were far superior to. And what do? You go to fucking go. It's okay. These guys are good friends of ours. Let's go get a picture with Draymond. Fucking dickheads. Fucking dickheads. The 2 of you. And I got news for you. And Joe Mazzulla is basically an enabler because he wouldn't dare cross either of you. Okay. And that's why you 2 love him so much, because he does whatever you say.
Dude, here's the weird thing.
And that's a fucking joke.
Here's the weird thing about looking at this box score. Turnovers under 15. Yeah, they had 14.
Yeah, 14.
Threes, they took under 30.
They did.
It was a bad percentage because
Minnesota
they only made 7.
Orlando's a very good defensive team, and they ran them off the 3. Now, how many free throws did the Celtics take?
Not a lot. It was pretty good. They took 37 free throws.
They missed 10.
They were 27 for 37.
They missed 10.
Jaylen Brown was 4 of 7 from the line.
$304 million for a two-guy.
Jason Tatum was 12 of 13.
At least he made his free throws.
That's good.
Yeah, he
That's
made his
really
free throws.
good.
Yeah, he made his free throws. That's what the only thing he did do.
Yeah.
When he wasn't bitching at the refs about calls, he didn't get.
Jaylen Brown had 3 turnovers and 2 assists.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's not good.
That's terrible.
Tatum had 3 assists and 2 turnovers. That's not good.
That's not good either. So, my point is this:
just get outplayed.
They got out-toughed by a team that is, I'll be honest with you, is tougher than them. And you better have Holiday, and you better have Porzingis for the whole game, and you better have Derek White, because that's why you'll beat them, because you have more talent than them. You'll out-talent them. But you're not going to outplay them. You proved that yesterday. Yeah. You're not going to outplay them. You're not going to out-hustle them. Out-rebounded by 20. That's fucking embarrassing.
That's weak.
That's fucking embarrassing. You'd be ashamed of yourselves. That's fucking terrible. Okay, and Joe Mazzulla, you're a fucking, I swear to God, I hope you're gone by fucking February, because you're a joke. You're a fucking joke. I swear to God, you go after fucking Gary Washburn for asking you a question that every Celtic fan on the planet was trying to figure out, and you blast him and get all defensive. What have you done to get defensive? How many championships are on your finger? What the fuck have you done other than underachieve with the most talented team in the league? That's all you fucking proven you can do right now. Until you prove otherwise, you're going to be criticized. If you can't handle that, you can't be the coach of the Boston Celtics. Because when you're the coach of the Boston Celtics, it's like being the coach of the Lakers, or the manager of the Yankees, or the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, or the New England Patriots, or the Pittsburgh Steelers for that matter. And pick any standard franchise. The Celtics are in that. That's where they are. So if you're the coach of that team and they falter, you're going to get fucking criticized, jackwagon. And if you ain't got rings on your finger, it's going to come faster and harder. And if you can't deal with it, go back to fucking college and go fuck yourself. Because I'm sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you 17-0 fucking run. What a fucking moron. How many times are you going to do this?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Ripped him around the face mask. Sorry.
That's what he does best, America. How can I stop this tangent right here now? Hey, look! He's an expert.
Sometimes you need to be reeled in.
I need to be reeled in. Joe Mazzulla needs to be reeled in. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown need to be reeled in. Somebody, Kevin Garnett, Larry Bird, somebody show up in that locker room and slap these two across the face and wake them up. This is a fucking joke. They are wasting their prime years. They have left 3 titles on the table. 3. I am not exaggerating. You go back and you look at the records. You go back and look who they lost to and when they lost. They have left 3, and who was left standing after them? They left 3 titles on the table. Already. 3 and counting, America. So yes, I'm impatient because they should have done this already. Twice at least. I can deal with losing 1. 3? No. No. Absolutely not. So it's on the 3 of them, Mazzulla, Tatum, and Brown, to fix this. And the problem is, they're not inclined to fix it. Because right now, as we wake up this morning, guess who has the best record in the NBA? The Celtics. When they lost in the finals, did they have home court? Yep, they lost anyway. When they lost in the conference finals last year to Miami, they had the home field court? Yep, lost anyway. So I don't care about the number 1 seed. It means shit. They haven't proven they can hold it. They haven't proven they can hold it. Their track record is the exact opposite. And by the way, here's the big one. Ready for this one? Here's the mushroom cloud. Here's the one where Tom might fall out of his chair. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the proud owners of a very, very, very distinguished record. That tandem, has successfully played in the most playoff games in NBA history without a ring. Besting John Stockton and Karl Malone. You know how long those two?
How's that possible?
They've been to 5 conference finals and a final.
Stockton and Malone just didn't get
there.
They
went to 3. Yeah, but they were together 20 years. Almost, for Christ's sake. Think about that, America. Why am I? Because both made All-NBA last year. Both made All-NBA last year. They hold a record that no one on this earth wants to hold.
They were hitting circle X, spin move, jukey.
No Celtic fan cares right now. Okay, the bottom line is this, all right? That's the record Tatum and Brown are most known for.
Watch this move.
And if they're not known for it, that's the spin move. Yep.
That was R1 after the circle.
F2. Yeah, the circle. Boom.
Ooh,
yep.
R1.
And that's what happens in snow football, boys and girls. People get missed.
People go flying.
People slide by. People stop. People this. Yeah. So anyway, that's the record right now. And by the way, that will be the title of this segment. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown own a very distinguished record, and it's not the one you want. So when I blow up and I get mad, that's a fucking fact, America. This is not coming out of left field. I'm not saying touchdown. We got a tie game.
30-yard bomb in the snow.
In the snow. Jaden Higgins, America. Iowa State. Touchdown Cyclones. I like that name, Cyclones.
Cyclones is good.
It's a cool name.
Well, because they're in tornado country.
I know where they. I know where Iowa is. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
They whip through there like fucking nobody's
Right.
business. It's like tornado.
Exactly.
In fact, I think there's a thing called Tornado Alley or Tornado Road. There's something other they actually call it that because they go right down that fucking stretch, whatever it is.
It's that part of the
right in the middle of
country.
it. It's flat, yeah. And so the cyclones, absolutely.
Well, I mean, when the moon hits your eye, like a big pizza pie.
But anyway, that's
Can we talk on a more positive note about the New York Knicks?
Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're on notice. Those three are on notice. The record is established. America now knows it. Shifting gears to the Knicks, who did come back, who did overcome their things and
By
beat
the
it.
skin of their-
Doesn't matter. It's
their
a start,
teeth, if you will.
and beat a team that they notoriously lose to like that. That's how you have to look at this. And you're right about everything you said off air. And if you want to regale them with that, by all means, go right ahead.
Well, I mean, so they can play with the Heat. I think talent-wise, they're better than the Heat.
They are.
But
so are the Celtics.
But again, to your point, and I know you've proved me wrong on this
Too many times to count.
Like, you have to combine the talent with a game plan, with discipline, with smarts about what the fuck you're doing. And my God, Julius Randle is one of the most frustrating players in the game because
Julius Randle, to your point, and this is what I have said to him.
I was in the
Julius
middle of a
Randle,
sentence.
Hold on. Julius Randle is proof.
Hold on.
Julius Randle is
I
proof.
said because, and you cut me off.
Because he is proof the game is 90% mental and 10%
You're
physical.
proof that me interrupting your rants is nothing compared to you interrupting me
look
on
at
my
that.
first sentence.
Look at that.
You go on for
Look at
2
that.
minutes,
Look
and
at that.
then I see something. Me, I'm in the first sentence talking about my team, and you got to talk. Go ahead. Tell them about the Knicks, too.
I couldn't.
How did the Knicks
like
play?
me to. They came back and won.
Did they?
Miami? Yeah, they beat Miami.
No.
The Knicks. You just said the Knicks.
Yeah, tell me about the Knicks.
They came back and beat Miami after blowing that lead.
Right. Tell me about them.
And when they took Randall out of the game, they were down 18. They made the run. I put the game on. I saw what you saw. In fact, you were the reason I turned it on.
No, I'm telling
said
you to
it.
tell me about them because
Well,
I'm the one that's supposed to be talking.
They're-
And you interrupted me. One sentence in to my team. And you bitch if I see something on TV after you've been talking for 5 minutes.
Because I'm right in the middle
Don't you
of
see
making
how
that
this
point.
works here? Do you see this?
I'm right in the middle of making a valid point. You're talking
Dude,
about a touchdown
I'm
in the game nobody cares about.
Dude, you've been going on for 10 minutes about the fucking Celtics who have the best record in the league, and you're crying about
and
it.
have nothing to show
and
for it.
then we switch gears to the Knicks. I'm in the first sentence about the team, and you interrupt.
Actually, it was the second.
Okay.
Technically, it was the second.
Julius Randle is frustrating as fuck because the offense many times still runs through him. He posts somebody up on his hip, high, it will be in front of the three-point line, it could be at the elbow, anywhere on the court. And when he does that, Jalen Brunson goes, oh, here you go, and throws it to him. And then he does some bullshit-ass spin move. Sometimes he makes it, sometimes he rifles a fucking missile into the crowd 20 feet over somebody's head who's in the corner because he's not an accurate passer. And right after he does that, he jogs back and his guy gets the ball. He doesn't close out. The guy goes by him. Boom. Now it's a 5-point swing or a 4-point swing. All the time. And then there are those times where he's making those shots. He's playing to his size. He's going underneath, and you're like, damn, this guy's actually good. And then he goes through a 10-minute stretch where he fucking kills the whole team. And Thibodeau allows it to happen. Hence why they get down 18 after leading by 1 coming out of the half. Boom, let's take some of these starters out. Mitchell Robinson and your clumsy ass, we'll take you out. Julius Randle and Mr. I'm going to turn our offense into dog shit parlay, we'll take you out. In come Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, because Brunson was actually out for a portion of the run too. Mm-hmm. Because Brunson wasn't playing that great either.
No, he wasn't.
But that's the thing. When Randall's on the court, it's like, we talked about this last time with the Knicks. If they can somehow tell him, you are number 3, it's Brunson and R.J. Barrett, and he be number, but he can't do that.
Who's the highest paid player on the team?
Julius Randle.
Never gonna tell him that.
It's crazy though.
Never gonna tell him.
Because he is going to keep, he's the thing holding them back. I'm convinced of it. And I hate saying that because I never like people shitting on him, and the guy got all NBA second team or whatever, a couple
Twice
years
he
in a
did
row.
that. Did twice.
Second, third team, whatever it is, it's great. It's a great honor. And he's a good player. But the things he does that hurts the team outweigh the things he does that make them better. So when he's in the game, he's eventually going to be a minus. The only people with pluses yesterday for the Knicks was R.J. Barrett, the lone starter, and the bench, which got them back in the game. As the bench was going on the run, they brought Brunson back in, and Brunson's the type of player that, when a good thing's going well, he's going to come in and add to it. He's not like Randle. So they were able to overcome Miami. There was a couple times where, you know, they started hitting threes, then they'd miss a three, give up a three, and it was like, man, they're never going to finally overcome, because they got down by 21 at one point. But then Brunson hit a couple big shots. R.J. Barrett hit an and one at the end where he went right to the hole. I love R.J. Barrett when he's going to the hole. He's amazing. He is really good.
He was the second best player on that team.
And who was on there with him?
With, what's his name there? The big guy on Zion.
Oh, that's right. He was with Zion.
And Cam Reddish was the other one. That team should have won the national title.
Yeah.
They lost in the final eight because Zion's a fucking knucklehead. But the bottom line is,
R.J. Barrett's really
he
good.
was the second best player on that team. And if Zion wasn't his teammate, he got National Player of the Year consideration.
Yeah.
That's how good he was. And I kept telling people when the Knicks got him, that kid is a winner. You're going to get a lot out. He's a cornerstone player. And he is.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep him.
The fact is, Julius Randle is their version of Antoine Walker.
Explain that to me.
Antoine Walker was a 4-time All-Star, 20 points a game, but total fucking knucklehead. But he was like Jaylen Brown mentally.
I liked him.
Fucking
Coming out of college, I liked him.
Well, he was the best player on that loaded Kentucky team that beat my buddy Jimmy's team in '96. He was on that team. So anyway, the bottom line is he was the best player on that loaded team that had 7 draft picks on it. 7. Okay. So Antoine Walker.
Patino?
That was Patino's team.
That was Patino, yeah.
So that he comes to Boston. Him and Paul Pierce were the duo. They got to the conference finals twice. They lost to Jason Kidd and the Nets.
I didn't know he was
twice.
With Paul Pierce.
Yep, they were the dynamic duo. They beat the Lakers. They beat Shaq and Kobe. They swept Shaq and Kobe back-to-back years. That's when Shaq gave Paul Pierce the nickname the Truth.
Season.
Yeah, they never met the Celtics never got to the finals.
Gotcha.
It's Boston.
Yeah, that's why when you were saying swept,
if Boston, they went 2-0 against them both years,
right.
2 years in a row, and that's when Shaq dubbed him the Truth. That's where the nickname came from because they kicked their ass, and Andrew Walker would light them up, and Kobe Bryant couldn't handle Paul Pierce. And the thing is, the Lakers never faced that Celtics team in the finals because they were stupid. Because Andrew Walker would shoot him out of it.
Well, he became like a 3-point chucker once he was in the NBA, didn't he?
Yep.
He loved the 3.
He was a tweener.
Yeah.
They couldn't decide to make him a 3 or a 4, and he never worked really hard. The thing is, he made 4 All-Star teams. I mean, he was very good, but he was so just out to left field, just devoid of again situational basketball knowledge. No understanding of it. That's been the Knicks' problem for about a year and a half now. Now the thing is, at least by my count, they still overcame all that and won the game, which is something they never would have done in the past, which tells me they're learning. And these things will become fewer and far between. But he's right about one thing. Somebody in the organization has to sit that motherfucker down and say, look, I don't give a fuck what your contract says. Because I'm telling you right now, that's why they haven't done it.
But that doesn't make sense to me.
Yes, it does make sense because that's how they think.
It's
and
Thibodeau's got to be smarter than that.
Thibodeau ain't calling the shots.
But he's the coach.
He ain't.
Thibodeau can go to Julius Randle and say, "Stop it."
Go ahead, see what happens.
Maybe he has.
I don't think he has.
Maybe he has.
I don't think he thinks he can.
Because my thing is, Brunson's the leader.
That's the GM and the owner.
Knows
that's the GM and the owner's job.
No, fucking.
Oh, Dolan will never do it.
Yeah, no.
He'll never do it. That's the other problem. Your owner is a fucking moron.
Well,
he is a moron. He's a fucking moron. Okay, so he'll never do it.
I like the way this team is built. That's the fucked up thing.
They have drafted well.
Right.
They have made some good moves.
They made some good depth moves.
The GM, whoever the GM is done a good job.
Yeah, I can't remember what his
He's done a good job. They've got a good coach.
Is it Leon something?
I don't know what his name is, but he's done a good job.
He has. He's made good moves.
They got a very deep team, very deep bench.
The past couple of years, really good.
I'm telling you, the Knicks, I said they were the third best team in the East. On paper, they are. I really believe they are.
And here's my thing. I think, honestly, in terms of swapping people with Julius Randle, I think they could be the best version of themselves if he can accept the role. Whether or not that happens.
This is the thing. We don't know. First of all, someone's got to say it to him.
And maybe they have been.
And it's got to be someone. See, it's got to be the GM then, because the owner's not going to do it. To me, if I'm the owner of that team and I'm paying him all this money, I'm like, look, you know how much money I'm paying you? This is what you fucking do, or I'll trade you a weather station above the other.
Exactly.
And that's what the owner would do if he had a fucking clue. Dolan doesn't have.
But I feel like the GM and the coach should do that together.
That would be good too.
This is the vision of the team.
And again, if he's the third option, he's 20-10.
Right.
As long as he's not going to get touches. But the thing is, the strength of this team is their backcourt, and it's one of the best backcourts in the entire NBA. But he is holding them back, and he will continue to be a problem until they get another superstar in there who's a bigger version of him, and he fucking cool, or they sit him down and have a talk.
Yeah,
one of those two things
the
have to
other
happen.
tough part about this team is like the gap I see is Quentin Grimes starting at 2 guard. I keep waiting for him to take a next step and like be a lethal shooter because. But the weird thing is when you look at his highlights coming up young, he was a slasher, dunk in your face guy. Now all he is a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
He almost when he drives to the hole, he's looking to kick.
You know who's like that now, or used to be like that? Thunder Dan Marley was like that. When Dan Marley first came in the league, slasher, go there and dunk on your head. It's like then he discovered the 3-point.
He became a 3-point
He
shooter.
became like, oh, it was awful. It ruined his game.
He was their 3-point option on that Phoenix team that went to the
ruined,
finals.
yeah, but he was never a knockdown
I know.
shooter. Like Danny Ainge, who was a knockdown shooter, was on that team, and Marley would not pass him the ball and shoot these bricks. And Ainge, who was a far better 3-point shooter than him, is wide open in the corner. Like, what are you doing, you moron? Like,
Dude, but that's one of the gaps I see in this team because
True.
you have a spot at the 2 guard where he can't really score when he needs to, and then you also have a starting center who has really no offensive ability outside of offensive rebounding and catching lobs. He can't pass well, Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Now Hardenstein, he can pass the ball.
Yeah.
He's decent. He's got a decent low post game, but he's not the athlete some of these other guys are. People, you know what I mean? Like he can't be a starting center either. And same thing, Josh Hart. When they go to start him over Quentin Grimes, he's more of a bench guy. He's a 6th man. So there is a talent gap for the Knicks. And I don't know if they need to solve it.
You've got to get over this whole talent thing. Because you've seen too many examples in the last 2 years alone of a more talented team getting beat by a lesser
But
talented.
these aren't super smart players either.
They're just
RJ.
smarter than them. They're smarter than your team. That's all.
No, I'm talking about my team.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes and Mitchell Robinson, they're not super smart.
No, the game. But the thing is,
They're not going to overcome their lack of talent.
Yeah, they can play the game. They're there, aren't they? They're getting minutes, aren't they? They do produce.
Yeah, and they're getting circles run around
is
them
this
when
kid
somebody...
a 1 point a game, 3 turnover game guy? What is he?
Who, Quentin Grimes?
Yeah.
He's under 10 points a game.
All right, but how many minutes does he play? Does he play 15? What's he playing?
Let me look it up.
If he's getting 15 minutes a game, what's that? If he's getting 25 or 30, then you got to gripe. If he's getting 15 or 10, I'm not going to worry about him. Because to me, he's not going to be there when it matters. He won't be on the floor until playoff time, unless somebody gets hurt.
So November 24th against Miami was that was last night.
That was last night.
He got 21 minutes at 3 points.
That's bad.
That's weak.
He shouldn't have been. What's his season averages for minutes? Like, would they
24 points. 24 minutes, averaging 7 points.
That's bad.
That's bad for a starting 2 guard.
That's bad.
And then,
Is he the starter?
Yeah.
I thought R.J. Barrett was the 2 guard.
No, he's a 3. Yeah. Or it's
thought he
kind
came
of
off the bench.
because Grimes is smaller.
I thought it was the backcourt was Brunson and him. And Barrett, yeah.
He's a 3.
Okay.
Let me
Well, that
look
part
up
I didn't know. Okay.
Nick's starting lineup.
I thought he was the 2. My bad. That's why I'm like, who is this clown? He's a starter. I'm like,
Yeah, he's their starter.
well, that's
basically.
bad. He shouldn't be starting. If he's 24 minutes and averages 7 a game as a 2 guard, you know what a 2 guard is, America? It's a shooting guard. You're supposed to be able to shoot the ball.
Right.
Like as in, by the way, if you're a 2 guard, you're supposed to be the best shooter on the fucking team.
And like, if you see him in warm-ups, he looks like it.
You're supposed to be the
But
best shooter.
in the game, he's sped up. When you look at his shot, it's rushed all the time. And I don't know what's going on, but that's an issue for them. Because even if you end up starting Josh Hart in his place, Hart again is not a knockdown shooter.
If you're a 2 guard, at least when this is the problem with the NBA today, a 2 guard is not what he once was. There's very few exceptions out there. I mean, the guys that actually are what a 2 guard is supposed to be, a shooting guard. Now, guy's just a 2 guard.
Now let me tell you about Mitchell Robinson.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm talking about, talent gap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably beyond a talent gap because you don't play the game to your strengths. Anyway, 29 minutes a game, 6.5 points a game, starting center. That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Even the Time Lord averaged 10 points.
That's what I'm saying.
And he had no
Dude, when you're
offensive
7-footer,
skills.
putbacks should give you 10 a game.
If you rebound and if you just run the screen and roll and go to the basket,
Right.
you'll get
Catch a lot.
layups and dunks and shit like that.
And I will say the Knicks aren't the greatest passing team. So they miss probably 3 to 4 lobs a game.
Well, that might be his problem. That might not be his fault.
But he also has hands of brick.
Oh, he's Featherstone?
Oh, I mean, if you throw him, it's 6 thumbs galore out there.
Featherstone, right?
Him and Randle.
Featherstone.
Okay, but now I give him props because he's 11 rebounds a game, which is strong.
Well, he's supposed to be.
But he's a 5.
It's a small ball league, and he's 7 foot.
Yeah.
He should fart 11 rebounds a game.
Yeah. And he gets and he gets half an assist a game. So again, everything I'm seeing is being confirmed in the stats. He can't pass the ball. He can't shoot the ball.
He doesn't get touches. He gets
can't
6
dribble
points
the
a game.
ball.
It's tough to pass it when you don't get it at all.
No, but I'm saying he doesn't pass well. Now when I look and I see 0.5 assists,
but how many touches does he get? 6 points a game? To your point, that could be 3 lobs. Or offensive rebounds. He's not passing in that situation. How many games or how many plays that he's in where he actually touches the ball and makes a pass? I doubt many. He's probably just a screener. He's probably just a screener.
Not many. My point is, though, when he gets the ball, he doesn't know what the fuck to do with it. He can't shoot it. He can't pass it. He can't dribble it. But then in the offseason, he shows all these highlights of him training and going coast to coast and dunking. And it's like,
an NBA player, they can do
what
that.
But why does he get on an NBA court and it's like he doesn't?
Because the coach doesn't let him do it.
I don't want him to go coast to coast,
Well,
but like
he's never going to with Jalen Brunson next to him.
I don't want him to. But my point is, like, if you get the ball at the elbow, you can't back somebody down and do a spin move.
He should be on the block. He should be on the block, bottom foot, so he can turn use the backboard, and right from there, we're catching. Not even have to dribble at 7 feet. Turn and make a move. Don't have to dribble if your foot's on the block.
So here's the crazy part, and maybe as we're talking about this, I'm starting to understand. I can tell you on one hand how many times I've seen him post up and a guard give him a feed. Like when Patrick Ewing was on the Knicks, that was their offense.
Because he was Patrick Ewing.
You come down.
This guy don't have his resume.
I know. And I'm not saying their offense should run through him.
No, but he should be.
But like every now and then, come on.
This is why I make fun of the game, because when the guys that I talk about were playing, all 5 guys were a threat to score if they touched the ball, because they had different skill sets. Either they could post up, or they could play mid-range, or in some cases they could do all of it. But they all had at least one ability to get the ball and score, and it wasn't a screen and roll for a dunk. It was an offensive move.
Right.
Okay, even Dikembe Mutombo had offensive moves.
Yeah.
He did.
The first 6 years of his career.
No, he did. I saw him at Georgetown.
He evolved a little bit.
He had jump hooks with both hands in college.
Not in the NBA.
I saw. He did have it in the NBA. He wasn't. He offensively.
His first 5 years, dude. He never did anything.
But he wasn't the number 1 option on those teams. That's my point. Patrick Ewing was. So when you say it took him a while, because it took him a while to get up the pecking order. And again, I don't know how talented this kid is or not.
He's not.
He's
nowhere near Patrick Ewing.
I'm not saying he should be, but he should be competent. Meaning,
I agree.
He should be able to catch the ball, make a drop step, and dunk it. Or use left or right hand to a jump hook, either way. Luke Cornett,
rare.
the Celtics' 10th man on I was just telling him this off air, on Banchero, who's rookie of the year, and he's 16, he's a big dude. He caught the ball on the post yesterday, no dribble, turned left without a dribble, left-handed hook, switched right over Banchero's face. We're trying to block the shot. This is the 10th guy on the Celtics bench.
So look,
this guy should be able to do at least that.
On Tuesday, the Knicks play, and that's when we record.
Yeah.
Knicks play the Hornets.
We'll have it on.
Okay, this is an elimination game for them. This is an elimination game for them. Ooh, Iowa State pickoff. This was an elimination game for them in the in-season tournament. I want you to watch Mitchell Robinson with me.
I will.
And you're going to see what I'm telling you.
Well, I'll tell you what's happening.
I'm telling you what's
I'll
happening.
do you one better. I'll tell you what's happening.
I'm telling you.
I will listen to the play call. I will see where he is in the offense.
Oh, they don't call plays.
They have to have a set.
They don't call plays.
They have to have a set. They may come out of the time and go, all right, we're going to run these sets for the next week. Then I do that.
The Knicks out of a timeout is one of the sorriest things I've ever seen in my life.
They should have sets.
Them out of a timeout is almost a guaranteed. If they're on offense, it's a turnover, giving up a layup. If they're on defense, it's a three-pointer.
He's 7'1", 7 feet. What is he?
No, he's 7 foot. Yeah, 7 foot.
All right. If you have a guy that big in a small ball league, if nothing else, he should be able to go to the block and post up on what's probably a 6'9" center, because it's a small ball league, and turn and shoot over him. That's all he has to do. He doesn't even have to dribble it. And if you can't teach the kid that, you shouldn't be a coach in the NBA. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I don't know. But according to him, they don't even run a set every now and then. So who the fuck knows what they're doing?
There's never been.
There's no screen and roll on the ball, screen off the ball. There's nothing like that.
No. He comes up and sets screens at the 3-point line.
All right, so there is a set then.
Yes.
Because he's coming up and screening high.
But
that's a set play.
Okay.
Now what happens after that? It goes to John Randle and that's it.
But it's like, no, that's the thing. So you're saying that's a set play, but it's really, it's isolation ball where Brunson gets the ball at the top, right?
Yeah.
And he calls somebody at points.
That's a screen. That's a
Right.
set.
They call the screen.
That's a set.
But then it's
again.
everybody's watching.
Now here's the problem.
Everybody's watching.
This is why
And it's a two-man game with nobody else.
It's nothing. There's no movement off the ball.
Nothing.
And this is why they struggle. Okay. Now again, Thibodeau is known as a defensive coach. He's not an offensive guy. Mike D'Antoni, he's an offensive coach. Even though they jack threes, the one thing about the Houston Rockets was there was always movement off the ball, so you couldn't help because you had to watch your guy cut back door and get a layup on you. It sounds like
there's no movement.
There's nothing off the ball happening. Which, by the way, that's the easiest team to defend.
Well, dude, remember when I told you?
If that's true.
But dude, remember when I texted you last night? I said, how is it the Miami Heat can trap the ball handler and everybody else is still covered?
It's called videotape, America. They've seen the set.
But
they know that nobody's going to
moves.
do. Because they've seen it on film. They know they're not going to move.
One guy can cover two guys.
Yeah, because they're not going to move.
It's
And the worst
terrible.
part is the Knicks aren't adjusting to it.
Exactly.
Miami's looking at the film
They've been
going,
doing
okay,
it
when
for
they
2
run
years.
this high screen and roll, here's what's going to happen off the ball. Nothing.
So
we can trap.
right.
We can do this shit. We don't have to worry about anybody backdooring us for a layup.
They have such an issue making the swing pass. The skip pass.
That's coaching.
It
is.
Dude,
That's coaching.
last night Julius Randle chucked one 20 feet over somebody's head. A missile into
And
the
yet they
stands.
still won the game.
And they still won.
Well,
because the
they
bench
did
brought him back.
The bench brought him back. But the bottom line is that's coaching, and that's why the Knicks struggle in the half court, and that's movement. The key to good half court
36
offense is not just having guys that can take their man off the dribble. It's movement off the ball.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Look at the Warriors.
Let me,
Reggie Miller was
the
king.
reason the Golden State Warriors were so good for so long was because yes, they had 2 knockdown shooters, but if you look at what was going on when they didn't off the ball they never stopped moving.
Never.
Ray Allen never stopped. Rip Hamilton,
Rip
Detroit,
Hamilton
back in the
crazy.
day would run you off there.
Reggie Miller was
Reggie
nuts.
Miller. They never stopped moving. And by the way,
John
the guys,
Starks honestly was good.
The guys that are screening for them, after they screen, they're moving and going somewhere. They're standing with the thumb up their ass. This is the thing about a motion offense. And by the way, you know who invented the motion offense? Bobby Knight.
And then the other part of it is, if you're the person with the ball, you've got to understand where the open people are going to be.
Well, if nobody's moving, then nobody's going to be open.
Right. But my point is, when they do the screen roll, they don't know how to make the pass. They don't know how to, fake up and go under or fake low and go over. It's always a pass into the hands of the guys trapping you. I'm like, dude, it's so easy to beat a trap.
When
I was coaching, a step through.
When I was coaching, this is for you. You'll love this. When I was coaching, I had a rule. We ran our sets. If your guy leaves to help, you cut to the basket. You don't stand and if your guy goes to help and turns his head, and you're not watching the ball, you're watching your man. He turns his head the second he loses sight of you, you cut to the basket.
So if your man sees your man come to him, boop,
he knows you're the open guy,
right.
and he knows where you're gonna be.
It's a philosophy.
I'm saying this is why my teams offensively were really good because they moved without the ball. And by the way, I learned that watching the Celtics in the Bird days because that's what they would do.
But you know what the crazy part is, like. So when I play basketball, and obviously I don't play it a lot now, but I move constantly because I want the ball. And you're not going to get the ball if you stand there.
Nope. If you stand in the corner, or I can shoot, no one gives a fuck.
No.
If
you got to be moving.
You got to be moving.
And then when they shoot, you're in position to get the ball.
It is the smart basketball player who's off the ball and is watching his defender. And when he turns his head, he moves, he relocates. Back cut, and if the guy's down low, he cuts up high. He makes him have to run to recover to him, which opens up the floor. Yeah. It's a good offensive player that can play off the ball. All these guys are mostly ball dominant now. It's very rare you see guys off the ball that are so great. There's very few of them that can play without the ball in their hands. Trust me on this. Okay? Anyway, but he's 100% right about that. And if that's what's happening with the Knicks offense, that's exactly why they're staggering. Yeah. Because they have one play off of this set, and there's no movement off of it. There's no reaction to what the defense is going to do at all. That's coaching.
I really want to watch the game with you.
We will. We'll watch it tomorrow night.
It's
Tuesday night.
7:30.
Yeah, we'll have it on. We'll watch it. Not have NBA TV. Shameless plug, America. Anyway, that's going to do it for segment 1. We're going to come back segment 2. NFL pick segment, and we're going to review Thanksgiving. NF.
Were you about to say NBA?
I did. I switched. And by the way, we have to get some. By the way, you know what this is?
Dude, I'm not drunk.
We're going to have another.
We might need to put double.
We did a shot and a half. Another shot and a half. I forget you.
I need to do
anyway,
3 shots.
But we're going to come back segment 2. We're going to talk Thanksgiving football, and we're going to talk our pick segment. We are now deadlocked, 90-57. It's going to be a dead heat to the finish, boys and girls. And 2 very good records, by the way. I
33 games over 500.
That's pretty fucking good given this league.
But here's the thing: we're not picking against spreads.
Most guys
pick against spreads. That's tough.
None of these shows.
Well, because that's a whole.
I'll
different
take them on the spread. They don't do that. They just go. I'm taking them, and they give you a score. Or they don't give you the. Oh, they're going to cover the spread.
Spreads are a whole different animal.
That's we're not in Vegas.
Yeah.
But to be 90-57 in that league, think of what's going on this year in that league. And how it started, where it is now.
Dude, there's some tough games to pick this week.
There's going to be a lot of tough games to pick, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, we'll come back segment 2, all things NFL. Betty, Jobu, Yoda in the hizzy. Happy post-Thanksgiving, early Christmas, America. The Redoubtable and the High Question 1. We will see you on the other side.